This battle involves two of my favorite things. One, a doubles Aerodactyl, and two, a Pokemon that we almost never see before or has been thought to be absolutely bad. And we're going to see what the Noctowl can do. Does it have some power in the doubles? We're about to find out, and this is going to be against a Darkrai Linoone. So that's also something really interesting right there. Darkrai is going to be obvious like Dark Void, so Aerodactyl outspeed into like Skydrop stuff, and then you just try to take him out from there. I don't know what the Linoone is going to be up to either. Like after Belly Drum Last Resort, I have been, oh my goodness, that's a magic code on the Noctowl. That is going to work because the thing about Darkrai is they're so predictable. Darkrai is only good for one thing. If you don't Dark Void both opponents, you are going to have a bad time, and we get to see that the Linoone with the Citrus Berry. All right, so nothing super fancy on that Linoone. No, like, Salac Berry inside Gluttony shenanigans. But that is just going to be Dark Void being completely stopped by the Noctowl. And because that Protect, the opponent is just completely out of options. And Linoone goes to sleep, so he doesn't even have a chance to counter and snowball with that Belly Drum or whatever. So, yeah. Aerodactyl has Taunt as well. So, I mean, that's just BM. Like, you could have done that to begin with, but no, you just gotta drop down that Dark Void. And the Hyper Voice actually doing a surprising amount of damage. Like, the split damage shows that it's not doing too much to Darkrai, but hits the Linoone pretty well. We have Sleep, we have Taunt, we have Rock Slide. Linoone's gonna go down. Darkrai also very close to going down. And Ominous Wind. Okay. Noctowl with that Hyper Voice, though, going to go and get the damage down and finish off the Darkrai just like that. Interesting little bit of turns right here as Greninja gets brought onto the battle. And, okay, so Greninja has a pretty good advantage with that Ice Beam. And Charizard will also be on the field, and it is going to be Scald. No Mega Charizard. So Greninja with that Protean go throughout the damage, and that will go and hit the Noctowl. Noctowl's a huge special defense tank, though, if I remember correctly. Aerodactyl with that Rock Slide will melt the Charizard, and Greninja will take a good hit as well. And then we get to see the Hyper Voice out of the Noctowl. Is that enough to KO? Is Noctowl's Hyper Voice that powerful? Yes, it is. Ooh. Ooh, that was pretty cool, guys. That was pretty cool. Let's check out another battle. Destroying Darkrai, the montage. I love it. So, I don't know what this team does. Like, I wanted to see more battles out of this, but it looks like you just go into free battle spot with a magic code on that Noctowl, and you make your opponent hate life so hard. Also, there's a Charizard in the background, so that's pretty cool. And that's going to be Keldeo Darkrai. So, Aerodactyl doing its thing. That is going to be a Protect. Then we go for the Magic Code, and then we watch the magic happen, because it's always just going to be the Dark Void. I mean, if you have a Sableye, they'll throw out a Dark Void onto you, and that is going to be wrecked. So, boom. 2 Pokemon asleep, and because of the priority, it's going to be before Keldeo gets a chance to do anything, and then the shutdown is real. Now, Keldeo is going to be tricky to stop, I believe, because it's going to resist that Rock Slide, so it's not going to be able to do too much damage. And then you just taunt the Darkrai just in case it gets that clutch wake up. Just lock it down, and we are going to be good to go. Now, it's not going to wake up this turn because it was already asleep. Keldeo will wake up, though, and then Aerodactyl will avoid the attack. Noctowl with that Hyper Voice will get the damage down Darkrai. Not a lot of damage onto Keldeo. And then there we go. Alright, we do have the Skydrop support as well. And that's what I love about it. So Darkrai has to wake up, use the Ice Beam. Aerodactyl is going to avoid that. Noctowl has an Air Slash as well. A little bit of damage. Not going to be enough to get a flinch out of that because, like, just not there. But the Skydrop will be super effective, and that will take out the Keldeo. Now, we know that Aerodactyl's faster, so the Rock Slide will finish off the Darkrai. Darkrai lands that Ice Beam onto the Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is going to take a massive hit, but it survives. And Noctowl with that Hyper Voice takes it out. Or never mind, because, yeah. When there's Skydrop on a battle replay, it kind of makes things look it kind of, like, messes up the turn order. But either way, now it's Volcanion. Like, that was a 2 just double clear right there. And Victini. So Aerodactyl has the Rock Slide. Victini is going to avoid it, which is very unfortunate because you need that super effective hit. But Volcanion's still going to take a super effective hit as well. Victini with the Thunder Punch will be enough to not finish off the Aerodactyl and hit the Noctowl. Noctowl survives. Volcanion has Steam Eruption, though, and that's what it's all about. You get that damage onto the Aerodactyl, and you finish it off anyways. But Noctowl's still up. Noctowl's still up with that hyper voice, so it gets a little fancy right here. Damage on the Volcanion. Not enough to KO, but I mean, Noctowl's tanky. Like, it's surviving the hits, and that's turning it around. And Parasect has the Rage Powder. Ah, Parasect being the bro right now and surviving it. Victini's Thunder Punch going to hit the Parasect. Not going to do much of anything. Just huge resist right there. And a Rocky Helmet. Not bad. As Volcanion goes for the Overheat. So Overheat will wipe out this Parasect. But that Rocky Helmet damage is going to be a little nicer on that Hyper Voice. And after that, there's no special attack left on this Volcanion. So the next Pokemon coming in is going to have a pretty good time against it. If Hyper Voice does not finish off the Volcanion anyways, Victini is also pretty low. So Victini into the Typhlosion. Like, Typhlosion just Eruption win. GG. Or Nature Power for Tri-Attack. Oh, nice. I never thought about that. That's actually a really good idea. So Victini has a Thunder Punch. That will finish off the Noctowl. Not enough damage out of that Tri-Attack, unfortunately. But then Typhlosion, it looks scarfed. It's going to have the speed, and that will be the game. I didn't ever think about Nature Power on Typhlosion, because the problem is, like, if your Fire gets resisted, you're kind of going to have a bad time. So the Nature Power is at least going to be reliable damage, and Tri-Attack has a good amount of base power. Could maybe get some status off the tail end of that. And there we go. I wanted more out of that. I want to see what it does against, like, non-Darkrai. Because it still seems like the combo does pretty well. You have a bulky Pokemon hitting both with a Hyper Voice. Maybe get a Rock Slide Flinch in there. I love the Skydrop tech. Whenever I see it, like, that's the thing. It's almost like a fake out with how fast Aerodactyl can be. And it still puts out enough damage to finish off Pokemon like the Keldeo. And you just play it around really well. So I like the team. I like the idea. Good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We got some more Fan Fridays coming up in a bit, and I'm hype.